Darvin, as some of the matchups switched around in that second half, like you had Rui a lot more, and even defending Jokic, AD off of him some. When did you decide to go to that adjustment, and how much do you think it keyed the comeback before you fell short?
Well, just, pivoting within the game, making a slight adjustment. Wanted to take A off as being the initial line of defense, and hopefully, Rui could turn him, make him go east-west a little bit more. And once he went up to shoot, he shoots 70% on those floaters, those little short-range chip shots and floaters and hooks and little one-leg fadeaways. He shoots them at an amazing rate, scores them, I should say. So just the idea was just to get A behind him a little bit and have A as that big, long arm just ready to contest over the top of Rui. And so it was good for us in some segments, and we were able to, after a tough first half, giving up 72 points, claw our way back into it. I think the closest we got was within 3. But, hats off to them. They came out, they defended their home floor. A lot of long rebounds. We gave them way too many second chance points, offensive rebounding opportunities, and 50-50 balls for that matter. That we got to be better in transition. And, we can't foul them. We got to be more disciplined showing our hands when we're guarding the ball and guarding those guys around the rim, in the post, and whatnot.
I know it just ended, but they made almost 50% from three-point tonight. Is that something you got to get out there more, or is it more cutting out the passing lanes?
I just think it's a little bit of everything, man. It's a talented team. It's very few one-trick ponies that make it this far. And so, they're able to put pressure on you in the paint, pressure on you from the three-point line, very capable shooters, some of which are elite. And you just got to be ready to give multiple efforts. Again, as I mentioned before the game, doing your work early, being in position when the defensive possession starts. That way we're not playing catch-up. So we'll go back and look at the film tonight, see what we need to clean up, take a good look at that second half, see what went well, try to sustain the good stuff, and alleviate and repair the bad stuff.
Yeah. Darvin, you guys started Dennis. I think they ended up with, offensive rebounds on 9 of their 11 first missed shots. How did their size, especially against your smaller lineup, affect the game early? Do you think that will you reevaluate those 5?
I mean, my first inclination is it's not even a size factor. It's a mobility factor. Meaning, like, bodies, we had guys, multiple bodies just standing around. No one is seeking out a hit. No one is, one person getting a hit, one person selling out, going after the basketball. A couple of times the ball just dropped to the ground and someone swooped in from their team and grabbed it. But at first glance, just coming off the game without having watched it again, that's what I feel like was happening. Too many possessions where we had bodies in the vicinity of the rebound, but just never put a body on their body or just made a deliberate attempt to go grab the ball.
You talk about the escape plan. When you put Rui on Jokic in the fourth quarter at 80 moment, what was that so effective for you guys? You guys continue that throughout the game?
Well, I mean, it's not any one coverage that you're going to be able to stay in versus that kid. Like, there's no one person that's going to stop him. It has to be done by committee. And you have to switch up. You have to switch up matchups at times, and you have to switch up coverages. And so we didn't want to go too deep into the in-game adjustments. And it's still that ultimate chess game. So we were comfortable with the results. Gave us a chance to get back into the game. And it's one of the things we know if we need to go back to it, it's there. But along with several other things that we didn't unveil tonight.
Darvin, I asked you pregame about the LeBron ball, pick and roll, kind of targeting guys. We saw that a lot during that fourth quarter comeback. Is that something you feel like you guys can do more in game 2 in the first half? And what did you just kind of see with the way LeBron was able to get downhill and draw fouls?
Yes, I mean, absolutely, it has to be a part of it, and our plan of attack. And then, having said that, Murray was in foul trouble, and so he was the obvious target to try to go at. And just in general terms, you want to make him and Jokic work on this side of the ball. Michael Porter Jr., these guys, you want to try to make them work. That their offensive firepower is at such a level to where, if they're only playing on that side of the ball, they're not having to exert any energy defensively, then the more energy they have to snipe you down, when they have the balls in their hands on the other side. So and all the while trying to stay within rhythm. We don't want to start playing up against the shot clock because we're taking all day to get a particular matchup or get a guy into the action. The thing that has to happen, okay, if they're pre-switching or doing something like that, we just got to keep the ball and the bodies moving until we do find it. And if we do find something good without them being in the action, we have to be ready to take that too.
Darvin, you just mentioned not want to play too long into the shot clock. Is that sort of your mentality looking at that LeBron 3 above the break? You guys are down 3 with 40-some seconds to go. There's time on the shot clock. But is that kind of the mentality there?
It's a good shot that he's made. I don't know how many times. We're talking about the all-time lead scorer in NBA history. I have confidence in him. It always can be argued, okay, is this the right shot to take now or is it? But if he hits it, we're not having this discussion. So I want all my players to be confident, and he is definitely confident at the top of that list, and I trust this field. It's been times we wanted him to take certain shots. He won't take them, and we find something better on the backside or underneath if they're trying to force him a certain direction or double team him late, whatever. So he definitely has my trust in all of those regards. But, just in general, I thought we slow down a little bit. We were slow in a little bit in the first half. Like we got to come out running after makes and misses, pushing the pace right back at them. I thought they did an incredible job of doing that on their own behalf. Like makes, misses, Jokic can get it and go. Basically, everybody in their starting lineup can get a defensive rebound and start the break. So we have a team built of guys who have those capabilities as well, and we definitely got to execute them next time out.
Last one, man.
Darvin, you guys haven't been in this position so far this postseason, down 0-1. Were you optimistic, though, with enough of what you saw in the second half when it comes to, limiting them a little bit more defensively, the things you guys found offensively? Did you see enough to still leave this game and feel relatively good despite the loss?
Yeah, I mean, we woke up and I thought we started digging in and playing a little bit with a little more urgency. But there's no doubt in my mind, when we come out for game 2, we'll be ready. We'll go back and do what we need to do for our team physically, start the recovery process now, break down the film, watch what we need to watch. But thank God it's the best of 7. It's not the NCAA tournament. It's the first of 4. We'll be okay, trust me.
Hey, Austin, what's the balance for you in frustration from the way the game started and the loss, and then finding some encouragement with making it a game and then having a chance to tie it there in the final minutes?
Yeah, obviously, never want to lose. First half was really ugly to say the least. But like you said, we, got it going in the second half and really just played harder. Was the common denominator at the end of everything. Was we went out and competed in the second half and gave ourselves a chance. Like I said, never want to lose, but this is a series for a reason.
What did you feel like was kind of a key adjustment aside from just the team playing harder in the second half?
I don't know. I feel like we played, kind of similar. We didn't really change much. Like I said, I really think it was just effort and got some shots to fall from 3, which helped a lot. But I don't think we really changed that much other than really energy.
Austin is someone else that takes pride in your basketball IQ and kind of skill set. As an opponent, what was it like going up against Nikola Jokic tonight?
He's really good. Obviously, won MVP 2 years in a row. He just makes everybody on his team, better. Like, he's the key of, being a really good, star that helps others. So hats off to him. But like I said, this is a series and we're going to battle.
What was kind of working with those actions, and I feel like that's something that's struggled earlier in the game too?
Yeah, obviously it worked, and I think it just gives us an action to. When you have a guy like Bron, you've got to, if the guard that's guarding me or whoever sets the screen's got to honor whatever he's about to do for obvious reasons because it's Bron. So I think it's really just an action to kind of get them a step behind, and then whatever happens after that, play out of closeouts, shot or swing or whatever it is. So I think it was good for us tonight.
What did you think kind of about their tough shot making in the second half? And obviously you guys were able to weather some of it, but can you speak to just sort of some of the difficulty, the Porter one in the corner, Jokic at the end of the third? I think he just laughed.
That's all you can do. They're really good. Jamal made one over Bron, like you said, Jokic over AD, Porter over me in the corner. But they're really good players for those reasons. They make shots like that. But like you said, we weathered the storm, and I remember we went to the bench. I think it was 6:06 in third, and I think we had scored 18 points and they had scored 20. So, obviously scoring wasn't the issue for either team. So we just got to take a little bit more pride on the defensive end and figure it out.
Austin, lots going to be made about Jokic's game tonight, but how important was it for AD to score like he was doing, and how big was it, especially in those first three quarters, where he kind of was keeping you guys within that striking distance for you guys to make that comeback in the fourth?
Yeah, AD is a top 5 talent in the NBA for those reasons right there. He can, when you're not playing well, he can weather the storm by himself. But that's honestly, for me, I expect it from AD. Seeing him every day, the work he puts in, just the skill set that he has. I believe he can do that every night.
Last question, Mike. Austin, I just wonder how, in that closing lineup with the Jets tonight, Rui in there just makes you a little bit different size-wise, how that impacts your matchup, and, the fact that he's able to stay on Jokic and leave AD off the ball. Just wondered what you thought of that.
Yeah, early in the first half, we were just getting out rebounded. AD would go try to block a shot or contest a shot, and, as much as I tried, me boxing out Jokic is not an easy task. So it just gives us a little bit more size to, kind of play a couple different ways and keep AD to where he can go block shots as well as rebound as well. So I like what we've seen from that group. Appreciate you.
Hey, Rui, Austin was just talking about the lineup there with you next to LeBron and AD, and just wondered what you noticed there, kind of how your size impacts that group, and what are the places you focus when you're having to defend Jokic?
Yeah, I feel like for this series, it's different than last series. When we were playing against Golden State, they were very small and quick, and then there are a lot of shooters. But this series, they're almost like, the point guard is 6'6", and everybody's like 6'10" and 6'8". So just gotta, I think for that lineup that you just said, that's gonna, it's gonna be good for us. And it was our first game too, so we're just still feeling the games and everything. But yeah, I think I like the lineup for sure.
Specifically on you defending Jokic, what's key there? Obviously, he was incredible in the first 3 quarters, especially.
Yeah, I was just trying to get in his knee. It was it was just it was a part of our game plan, and we talked about it before the game. They told me the coaches told me that I'm gonna guard Jokic too. So it was I think it was a good plan, and I think the second half I think we did a pretty good job on him, and so yeah, I think yeah, we got to watch the film again tomorrow, and we're gonna come back next game.
So, Rui, you said you were prepped for this matchup by the coaching staff. How did it meet your expectations, or versus how you prepared for it versus being in it, going up against the 210?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm always ready. Like last game, like I said, last series was a little different. It wasn't really opportunity for me. So I was ready for this moment, and I just had to. I've been watching the film. For them, and yeah, I think it's going to be big for me this series, because they, like I said, they are very big, and we need a size, so I think it's going to be a good one.
What do you feel like was the key to the second half comeback?
I feel like it's just the effort and energy. It was different. The first half we were kind of running around. The second half we came back, we had a good energy. I think defensively, we had a couple of good stops, and we were running the first break too. And I think the first half we gave up like a 17 first break, and second half we only gave up 2 points or something. So that was the game, and our first half wasn't enough,
Rui, I know there's no moral victories, but when you put your head on the pillow tonight, what will you think in your mind to take away from this game to apply to the next game?
After the game we talk about this series. We need every positions. Every positions matter. Like I just said, like in the first half we were kind of jogging around, like it wasn't enough for us. So I think we can't just mess around with them. We just gotta next game we gotta go from beginning, and like we just play like a second half like that. We just gotta start like that next game. Yeah.
Rui, you mentioned the size that Denver has, but it seems like when Jokic is sitting, they go a little bit smaller. Do you feel like there's an advantage for you there to use some of your physicality in those non-Jokic minutes and get in the scoring rhythm?
I mean, they're still like big. The AG's 6'10", Michael Porter's is like, 6'10", like, so it's not gonna make any difference. But of course, like Jokic is the one, like, doing everything for the team. So, just gotta, like you just say, of course we gotta take advantage from, for the lineup. But also they, the second unit is good too. So, we just gotta, be on the top of it. And yeah, we just gotta watch the film tomorrow and figure it out. Yeah.そうですね、僕が彼についているときは彼はオフェンスリバウンドが上手い人なので、そういうところでコーチ陣からも自分が取る気じゃなくもう自分でフェイストゥフェイスでもうボディーガードボクサーとして、他のやつらにリバウンド取らせる気持ちでやれって言われてたので、そういうところを心がけてやってたんじゃないかなと思います。
第3クォーター何度かドライブで得点前にしたんですけど、ドライブからリバースしてでヨキ選手かわしてレイアップで決めた場面、素晴らしい日だったと思うんですけど、かなり敵地のファンも湧いたんですけど、あの時の気をつける感想を聞いてください。
試合前からもずっとこのチームはリムプロテクションがないチームと言われてたので、その中で僕もそれを意識してゴール下にアタックしていきました。はい、Thank you.
Keep mine on. They too dark. Oh, you can see. Okay, I'll show you.
Might you want to start off with AD?
AD, just wondered the shift that you guys had, once Rui was in that lineup and then you were playing off ball on Jokic. How much you thought that gave you a sign? Is it something you guys will use in the series? And how much part of that was comeback?
Something that we just went to a little adjustment. Different adjustments just throughout the course of the game. We did end up, liking it, stayed with it for a while. Maybe something we go to game 2. Obviously we got to go back look at the film, but just thinking about it right now, something that we like, just to also have me, roaming and things like that. So good adjustment, but like I said, we'll go back and figure out ways we can be better.
And LeBron, just what did you notice about the way Denver hit first? What was the key on the glass and Jokic and everything, and how did you guys find a way to adjust over the course of the game?
Yeah, it took us a half to get into the game, and that was pretty much the ball game right there. We got to understand that, we got to start from the tip-off, and they punched us in the mouth to start. I think they had more offensive rebounds than we had total rebounds in the first half. And, that led to them getting second chance points. They also got on the fast break and killed us in the fast break in the first half, and was 10 for 10 from the free throw line. So, I know the game is won in 48 minutes, but they set the tone in 24 minutes, and, we're playing catch up for the next 24.
LeBron, having been through so many of these before, how do you feel like the team cycle can be affected by cutting the margin down to 3 like you did tonight, going into the next game, versus it staying out of reach?
In the postseason, it doesn't matter if you cut it to 1 or you're down 20. If you lose, you lose. They're 1-0, and we have to come back with desperation going into game 2. We have to play better. We have to rebound better. I thought we did a good job of not turning the ball over. That's one thing we've been very conscious about in the postseason. But we've been better in transition tonight. We wasn't that great in the first half. We cleaned it up in the second half. So we need to be better at all facets of the game.
Ron, what was the key to that fourth quarter stretch where you hit Austin a couple times, targeting Jamal Murray, just kind of applying that similar to what you guys did in game 6 against the Warriors?
No, just kind of reading the game. It's always a game in between the game, and just reading the game and making the proper reads. They started to go to a 3-4-5 switch and pick and rolls. Where anytime I was involved with AD, they started to switch, Joker onto me, and trying to keep a body on body, because AD was doing a great job of getting into that pocket and doing what he does best with his floaters and things of that nature. So, we have opportunities, and we know we can go to other things that also can work for us with, myself handling the ball with guards, set pick and roll, trying to get the good matchup, seeing how they're going to play, if they're going to switch or if they're going to hard show or whatever the case may be. And we just try to exploit that and allow AR to get going in the fourth.
AD, you were very complimentary of Jokic before this game. Could you describe how he played in particular? What did you say to him when he made that crazy shot right before the half?
He's a 2-time MVP. He very skilled. Obviously, as his numbers show, made some tough shots. We just try to make it tough for him. Switching up matchups and schemes on him. But he's been playing well through the entire season, and especially in this playoffs. So you tip your hat to him. And then a shot, I just looked at him and just smiled. There's nothing else I could have done. He 40 feet away from the basket, one dribble, kind of throws it up and it goes in. So, it was definitely one of them nights. But, we encouraged about, second half of the game and things we can get better at and make some adjustments going to game 2.
You guys found stuff after the first half, but how much of it do you think was the size on the court to start the game? You guys did go small. They're a pretty big team, and I think at one point they had 9 offensive rebounds on their first 11 misses in the game. How much of a factor do you think that was?
Some of them was effort play. Some of them was just out of reach. We had a couple opportunities to get early defensive rebounds. We wasn't able to do that. One of them was a block out by me. And Joker coming down the middle was one of his offensive rebounds. I think some of them was effort. Some of them is about size. But I think for the majority of some of them ones in the first half, we wasn't just locked in. We wasn't in tune. He had 6 offensive rebounds in the first quarter. He had 6 offensive rebounds for the game. So that just lets you know we start to get more and more in tune what we need to do, how we need to block out, how we need to hit bodies and things of that nature. You know, and I think we got better as the game went on.
Both Austin and Rui said they felt that there was a lack of energy and especially a lack of effort in the first half. Do you agree with that, and how do you explain a lack of effort in Game 1 of the Western Conference?
We'll be better. We'll be better. You know, we know we didn't play up to our capabilities in that first half. And I even thought in the third quarter when they were making shots, we were going back and forth and making shots. I thought we were still in tune with it. They were just making some you know, shots with hands in their faces, bodies on bodies. But you know, we'll be better in Game 2, that's for sure.
LeBron, obviously there's a lot's going to be made about Jokic tonight and his performance, but what about AD's offensive game was impressive to you, and do you feel like he was able to keep you guys within that striking distance in the first 3 quarters there to make that fourth quarter comeback?
AD was phenomenal, 40 and 10, changed shots at the rim, you know, but AD's been great all postseason, so we're not worried about that, you know. You know, so we just have to do our side. We have to do our job as well. You know, myself and chipping in, everybody, you know, down the ladder from there. So, you know, it's nothing that surprises us about AD's performance. We got to do a great job of just backing him up, you know, not only on the offensive end to relieve pressure off of him, but also on the defensive end as well. When he's changing shots, we have to clean glass. We have to help. We have to make our rotations clean. That allows us to do what we need to do offensively. Appreciate it.